Please make sure you have what you need for your practice today. Your pillows, that sort of serve as your bolster. Cushions. We're going to place some cushions underneath our knees, so have a couple of cushions ready for underneath your knees. And your blanket. And yeah, 2 blankets perhaps, one for underneath on your mat and one to cover yourself with. So let's come into our easy pose, our seated pose, Sukhasana. Perhaps you're sitting on a block or cushions. Lengthen through your spine. And let's bring our little finger and thumb to connect. This is connecting to the element of water. So our practice is working on the 5 elements theory. And today we're going to focus on water. Closing your eyes or gazing down towards the earth. Begin to observe your breath. Imagine that you're following the breath's journey in the same way that you might watch the stream flowing, water trickling over rocks and stones. A gentle flow of water. Imagine that the inner landscape of your body is full of gentle turns, meandering across the earth. So as the breath travels down into your lungs, notice how it brings a quality of softness, of ease, of calm. Imagine how when you close your eyes and you hear the soft trickling of water, how soothing it sounds to the mind, how it can bring you into a state of meditative contemplation. We're going to add a count to our breath today. And we're going to have a longer exhale. We'll inhale for 4, retain the breath for 2, and then exhale for 6, and hold the breath out for 2. Inhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath in, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath out, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath in, 2, 1. Exhale slowly, gently, with ease. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath out, 2, 1. Final round. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath in, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath out. 2, 1. Taking a full breath in to nourish and hydrate. Full breath out to cleanse and purify. Bringing your hands together at your heart center in Namaskar. Opening our time together by chanting Om 3 times. Inhale fully. Om. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Hands to your eyebrow center. Namaste and welcome to our rest and reset yin. Our practice today is going to be diving deep into the midst of winter. The element of water is connected to the season of winter, and as our nights draw in, as our days get colder, we may begin to be feeling the effects of seasonal change upon us, wanting to stay cozy, seeking filling, nourishing food, wanting to spend more time asleep or in rest. So today's practice is very much connecting with this restorative, inward-looking, reflective period that we enter when we come into winter. And the meridians we're working on today is the kidney and the urinary bladder. And they run down, kind of run the full length of our bodies. And they run down our legs. So we'll stand up to do some tapping, and then we'll come down towards the earth. So if you rise up onto your feet, and we'll start with the kidney, which is working our way up the body. So we want to start at the sole of our foot. So you might want to balance your hand on the wall, folding your fingers, and just start tapping the middle of your foot here. So that soft place here, so it's a soft place, down to the little toe. And then we're going to travel along the inside of the leg. So coming up the ankle, and you might want to actually do the other foot first, and then so you can tap up along the inside of both legs at the same time. And then let's start at the ankle and work our way up along the inside of the leg. So last time we practiced this, we sort of used our thumb to apply sort of deeper acupressure. Today we're going to tap all the way along the inside of the legs. And then let's go up along the middle here, middle of the chest, and up to the collarbone where the collarbone meets. Now we're going to tap down for the urinary bladder. So we might want to start with our fingers just on the inside of our eye here. And then add 4 fingers as we travel over the crown and back of the head. So the urinary bladder travels down along either side of the spine. So we're not going to be able to reach it all. So we can start by tapping at where our kidneys are located. I'm going to travel down the back of the leg here. So going to your buttock area and then traveling down the back of your legs. Again, fingers folded into a soft fist. You might want to pause at the back of the knee, all the way down to the feet. And then let's come to the outside of the edge towards your little toe. And I'm going to go back up the inside again one more time. So again, you might want to lift your foot so that you can tap the center of the sole towards the little toe. And do the same to the other side before moving up on the inside of the leg. And then let's come to the inner arches, the ankle, and using the gentle folded fist, travel up along the inside of the leg. And perhaps now you can begin to add in a sense of wanting to release, let go, cleanse, purify. Traveling up along the center of the abdomen, center of the chest to where the collarbones meet, and here you might want to use your fingers instead. And now we're going to go in reverse for the urinary bladder. So I'll start here on the outside of the eyes, the outside corner of the eye, because I have a bit of a migraine today, so that will feel good for me. And then the inside of where the eyebrows meet, up the forehead. So again, using 4 fingers, tapping with your fingertips, down the back of your skull, back of the neck, and then obviously we're reaching the places that we can, wherever on your back you can, and then tapping down behind your lower back, the buttocks, and the back of the legs. So the yin energy travels up the legs and the yang energy travels down. Whereas in the upper body meridians, they travel in the opposite direction. So when you finish tapping, we're going to move directly into dangling pose. So stand with your feet hip distance wide, and you can have a soft bend in your knees here. As you exhale, hinge from your hips, as far forward as you can reach with your crown, and then make sure that you're soft through your knees, and then release your crown, hands down towards the earth. You can also take hold of opposite elbows. So this added weight sometimes helps to draw us down towards the earth. So you can immediately feel that we're working along the back of the legs here, working with the urinary bladder. And connect through your feet, especially the center of the sole here. Head is heavy. The crown is drawing down towards the earth. The tailbone is drawing up. Your shoulders and arms feel heavy as they're being drawn down towards the earth. And here in your mind's eye, visualize the flow of water. And perhaps now, rather than a gentle stream, perhaps you imagine a river. A river of water flowing down along the spine, cascading over the crown of the head towards the earth like a waterfall. Releasing into the earth. We'll be here for 2 more minutes. And in your mind's eye, this waterfall. With the waterfall, this river that travels along the spine, cascades over your crown. With it, imagine it cleansing that path, that route, picking up the debris, the rocks, the stones, the leaves, the dead wood, whatever needs to be released. Allow it to flow down and out away from your body. 10 more breaths here in dangling. And then on your 10th breath, bring your hands down towards the earth. Bend into your knees and step your feet back so that you can move into child's pose. And I invite you to take a wide-legged child's pose. Big toes touching, knees as wide as the mat, hands reaching forward. And soften here. In yin, this wide-legged child's pose is also known as tadpole. You'll be here for 1 full minute. For us, this is a transition pose. And as you lie here, again, bring to your mind's eye the flow of water passing over you and around you, as if you were a large rock. We connect with the element of water in order to harmonize with the flow of nature, the biorhythms, the cycles, the water cycle. Three more breaths here. And from child's pose or tadpole, keeping our forearms on the earth so that they're parallel, fingers spread wide, we're going to move directly into melting heart. So bring your knees back so that they are lying directly underneath your hips. And then reach forward with your arms. If this feels too intense with both arms stretched out, fold in one arm. That is an option without your bolster or pillows. If you wish to use a bolster or a pillow, you can place it directly underneath your heart space so that your body, upper body, is resting on your heart space, on chest. And you might prefer to fold your arms here and rest your eyebrow center on the backs of your hands. You can have one arm extended, one arm folded, both arms extended. Yogi's choice. So imagine and visualize where you can feel this. You can feel this in your kidneys here. The kidneys is where we hold fear, toxins, those emotional toxins can accumulate here. So flushing these out with your practice, just as if you were to drink a large glass of water to bring good health to your kidneys. Consider your practice this large glass of water to purify, to detox, to cleanse in a spiritual and bioenergetic way. If you have one arm extended, fold the other arm and extend. So swap arms now. If you feel as if you have more space, then you might choose to extend both arms. If you feel as if this is becoming less sustainable, you might choose to fold both arms and rest your eyebrow center on the back of your hands. And with each out breath, allow it to pass through your kidneys and scoop up all that is not needed. Six more breaths signify to your body that you are about to transition. If your arms are extended, fold them in and rest here for a moment before melting your sit bones back towards your heels. Take your arms alongside your body, palms face up. So you're in child's pose with your arms alongside your body, palms face up. Your knees can be together here or slightly apart. Yogi's choice. And again, bring to mind the quality of fluid water passing over and around you. This sense of light, smooth, gentle water in continuous flow. When we talk about being with the flow of life or being in flow or go with the flow, it invokes in our minds this quality of ease, of release. Three more breaths here. Inhaling, lift your gaze. Bring your hands alongside you. We're going to tuck our toes for toe squat. So have available your blanket. If you wish to fold it, you can place it underneath your knees and then squat here so that you have the support of a blanket. You can also place cushions underneath your knees. Lifting your crown. So when there's a Taoist saying, open toes, open mind. So many of our meridians start and end in the toes. Meridians are channels along which chi flows, energy flows. And perhaps today you invite the quality of water traveling these paths, these channels. as we work, especially with the toes, this helps to hydrate the fascia. The fascia is a coating or a web that covers our muscles, bones. It's connective tissue. And when it is dehydrated, it feels stiff. So that sense, the quality of stiffness that you experience might be the dryness of the fascia. We drink water to hydrate the fascia. We also practice yin by holding poses. This also hydrates the fascia. 3 more breaths here in toe squat. Let's bring your hands to the earth and then release your toes. You might want to just give them a little wiggle. And let's come to sit on our sit bones. We're going to move into butterfly pose and supported butterfly pose. So this is where I recommend you get your cushions. And then have your bolster or large pillows available at the back behind you. I'm not going to recline on them just yet, but have that set up for yourself. So you might want to have several large pillows. You might want to place some large books or blocks at one end of your bolster. Let's bring the soles of your feet together. And then place the cushions underneath your knees. And perhaps you hold your ankles, or maybe you weave your fingers through your toes. And having cushions underneath the knees or blocks, whatever you have available, means that there's less effort, that this is a more easeful variation. And you notice that we're working here on the kidney meridian. Another option for your fingers is you can press your thumb to the center of your foot, the sole of your foot. Know that as water moves through us, it initiates a chain reaction of transformation and change. Water evaporates. It freezes. It can be fast and furious or slow and gentle. It can sink and be absorbed deep into the earth. It can carve its way through rock and mountains. Three more breaths here. Then releasing your hands from your feet. And if you have your pillows or bolster set up behind you, bringing your hands alongside your body, your lower back all the way against the bolster so that you can feel your cushions, and then lower onto your bolster. If you feel like you need a pillow or a cushion for the back of your head, you can place a blanket or a cushion there so it's supporting, so that your neck doesn't feel like it's getting a crick in it. And here, this is your opportunity to soften here. If you have an eye pillow or a shawl, cover your eyes. Tuck in your chin ever so slightly. So again here, I feel this in my kidneys. Lots of space here at where the urinary bladder is. I can feel the sensation of the meridian, kidney meridian running along inside of my leg. The urinary bladder kidney, urinary bladder, the back of my legs, especially at the knee, the back of the knee. And again, notice now the quality of your breath here in this deeply restful, restorative pose. How the breath flows. When we work on the kidney and the urinary bladder with this element of water, it helps to release fear that we've talked about. It also releases stress and anxiety. So this sense of ease that you experience, especially in this reclined butterfly pose, supported by bolsters and cushions, with your eyes closed and or covered, perhaps even with a blanket over you. Practicing yoga isn't necessarily about working hard and putting stress on the muscles. It is important to cultivate a meditative quality to our practice, in which we can observe the emotions and the thoughts that we have. So just as the water can reach deep down into the core of the earth, Yin practice can reach down deep into the core of your emotions, your thoughts. Simply because we lie here in a passive, weightless state doesn't mean we're not working. Just as the constant flow of water can erode its way through the biggest obstacles and barriers, then this practice can work its way through our greatest challenges. I know you're going to be reluctant to move from this pose. We're going to transition into a forward folded butterfly. So using your hands to support you, tucking in your chin, begin to curl your spine as if you're folding it over to come up. And we're going to come into a forward fold directly. If you wish, you can bring your pillows with you, your bolster with you. So that again, when you're in a forward fold, you're resting on your bolster. create the angle that you want for your pillows, for your bolsters. Perhaps you place a blanket there. And then again, hinging from the hips, fold forward. So you should be able to feel this in your hip flexors, through which the kidney channel passes. As we cleanse and purify, we begin to shift this sense of dis-ease. Winter is a time for consolidating. It is a time when we can withdraw into the cave, the nest, the refuge, the sanctuary, to withdraw from the world, to retreat from the stresses of life, the fast-paced life that we may be living. And when we can emerge from this state of hibernation in the spring, we emerge with renewed energy, renewed vigor, having replenished and rejuvenated ourselves. We'll be here for 3 more breaths to signal to your body that you're going to rise from here. And then on your inhale, begin to uncurl your spine to come up. And let's move the bolster. Clearing the space in front of you. Extend both legs long for a moment. We've had the knees folded for some time. I'm going to invite you to tap from your ankle all the way along the inside of your legs up to the groin, and then tap underneath your legs, especially around the back of the knees, all the way down the back of the calf. And if you feel like you want to come back up, traveling up the inside of the leg, please feel free to do that. Okay, let's transition now. I'm going to transition into cat's tail. So I'm just going to make some space here. You might wish to keep a cushion handy if you want. So wherever you are, turn around. Come down onto your back. And then bend into your right knee and hug that right knee in. Let's take that right knee over the whole of the body and come onto your left hip. So your right leg is bent over Now your left leg is extended. You can keep your left leg extended. Try and bring your right shoulder down towards the earth. You might wish to place a blanket under there. You have the option of bending into that left leg and taking hold of your big toe. So if you bend into your left leg, you can take hold of the big toe so that you create a sort of a zigzag with your legs. And then to create a deeper twist, you can gaze up towards the sky. Keep that left hand on the right knee. This might feel challenging enough for you. If you can't reach that big toe because it's just a little bit too far away, you can keep your leg extended or fold into it and have the back of your right hand resting on the earth. You will feel a deep twist here at the lower abdomen, your lower back. So working directly on the kidneys, the urinary bladder. You will also feel a deep stretch in your legs, especially around the back of the left leg. And if you have a deep bend, you will feel it mostly in your left leg. And then if you have a bend in your left, it's very confusing when I'm lying down in a twist. I'm trying to feel my body, but I lose the sense of which is the left and right side. Everything is crossed over, which is a good thing to lose that sense. You can drop into your state of calm. So you can probably sense that this pose feels deeply detoxing. The benefits of having a practice which works on the element of water and the urinary bladder and the kidneys is that it builds trust, courage, and willpower. These are said to be the emotions that are cultivated. Often we don't know the path, the source of the river, or where its journey is going to take it. But we know that this is a complete cycle, that the source of the river, as it floats and flows into the sea, the ocean, and as it evaporates into vapor to rise up towards the clouds, and then to fall back down to the earth as rain or sleet or snow or hail. It again becomes absorbed by the earth, deep into the earth's core, from which the source of the river is a stream, a brook, a river, the sea, the ocean. This cycle continues. So we develop trust that wherever we are right now, things will move forward, will progress, will change, will transform in the way that the water cycle works. Going to transition from cat's tail here to the other side. So releasing your left foot or toe, extending that left leg long, then roll over onto your back, hugging in the right knee. And let's bring that right foot down to the earth. Keep that bend in that right knee. Let's bring the left ankle onto the right knee now. So we're going to move into figure of 4 before we do cat's tail on the other side, or eye of the needle as it's known. Now you can have your foot resting on the earth. Something that's really super luxurious is to place the right foot on a bolster or a pillow. You can place the inside of your left hand on the left knee. Your right hand can be on your right thigh for connection. If you would like more of a challenge in this variation of figure of 4, you can also thread your hands and wrap them around the back of your right thigh or right shin. And in that case, you might still want to build up. So you can build a little bit more up on your bolster or pillow so that the sole of your foot can still rest, even though you may be hugging in that right leg. So we're focusing very much, although these are full body meridians, we focus very much on the lower body to experience the effects of these shapes and poses on the meridians that are connected to the element of water. And here in this variation, you can feel a deep connection between your lower back and the earth. To sense the pressure that you are gently applying to the kidneys here. If you can hear snoring, that's not me, that's my dog. He's obviously finding this practice very calming. Three more breaths here. So if you're holding the back of your right thigh or your right shin, release that leg, releasing your hands. And then uncross that left ankle. You might want to roll your bolster away. And let's just windshield wiper our knees one way, then the other. And then I invite you to hug your knees in, then gently roll from side to side on your lower back. Extend your right leg long, so you might need to, if you have pillows, you might need to just shift them out of the way so that you have space. Hug in this left knee. And then as you exhale, roll over onto your right hip, bringing your left leg down to the earth. Place the right hand on the outside edge of your left, on the outside of your left knee. You can keep your right leg extended, or you can fold into it and reach for your foot, your big toe, coming into cat's tail. Or you can just bend into that right knee and your left back of your left hand is resting on the earth. Closing your eyes. surrender and soften here. Imagine you are in a cocoon. When we move into these longer nights and shorter days, use the cover of night to make the most of this season to rest. We naturally move into this more restful place. Perhaps we begin to feel tired more quickly. Perhaps we feel that our resource, our resilience is low. Know that in the darkness is where the seeds that are planted first begin to sprout. Life begins to unfold. It reaches up through the darkness. It's been nourished by this place deep in the earth. We'll be here for 6 more breaths. Then releasing your left foot if you are holding on to extend that leg along. Begin to roll onto your back. Hug in that left knee. And then bring it to the earth or onto your pillow or bolster. Crossing the right ankle on the left leg. You can rest here, or you can thread your hands to the back of your left thigh, the left shin. And if your feet are happy in the air here, you can rest there, or you can stack up your pillows and cushions so that your left foot still rests on the pillow. I feel like I need to get more. In Taoist philosophy, water represents intelligence, wisdom. It's an intuitive, has an intuitive quality because it will find its way, it will find its path. Those of us who've had water leaks or burst pipes know that the water will find a track. It has a yielding quality as well as this sort of purposeful quality. So it is gentle yet strong. One more breath here. And then release your right foot to the earth. Windshield wiper your knees from left to right. And then hug them in and roll gently from side to side on your lower back. Your pillows and bolsters are at a perfect place. So extending your legs long so that the backs of your knees are supported by your pillow or bolster. And let's take Shavasana here. Covering your eyes with an eye pillow. Covering yourself with a blanket. And then surrender. Become effortless here in this place. The year's end is coming. I feel great contentment. Completion means rest. Rest means renewal. Renewal means new beginnings. The year's end is coming. I feel great contentment. Completion means rest. Rest means renewal. Renewal means new beginnings. Be grateful for this time to rest. Shavasana, this conscious sleep, nourishes the mind, deeply rests the body. Stay here for as long as you feel called to. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Know that this will not take away from your night's sleep. These short periods of rest during the day support us to process all that we need to process so that when we do go to bed for our night's sleep, we have already had the opportunity to release, to meditate, to contemplate, so that our mind has more space, more calm, more ease in which to rest when we need it at night time. I will close the practice, and when you rise, whenever it's time for you to rise, closing your practice always with Om Shanti 3 times. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Dhanyavad.